In the figure below, PQRS is a parallelogram. So PQRS is a parallelogram. Okay, at this point of time, stop. Do you realize that for parallelogram, the diagram that they draw, there is no set of parallel lines at all. So just go ahead and draw your own parallel lines. Because you need to remind yourself of all these special features so that you can start using all the reasonings. Okay, so trust me, it'll be very good for you. Now there's some student who ask, hey, why some is like 1 arrow and then some 2 arrow? Because the 2 arrow will equate to the 2 arrow. These 2 arrow are the one that's parallel. And then these 1 arrow are the one that's parallel. Because I cannot possibly put 1 arrow here, because if it's 1 arrow here, does this mean that this is parallel to this? No. That's why you have to put 2 parallel over here. And then this length is the same as this length, and this length is the same as this length. So usually I'll tell my students, right, from the information in the paragraph, try to throw in all the stuff inside the diagram. So for parents who are watching this, please remind your child that as well. Now, they mentioned that PQ here is equal to QX. The moment you see this, right, you must start to identify this is an isosceles triangle. Because once the two sides are equal, which means that the two base angles are equal. So you can start writing already. You can start writing 34 degrees. Okay, and then which means that you can find this one. Which means that you can find this one already. It will be very simple. Now, then next they mentioned that WPX over here and RTW are straight lines. Then this one is 34 and this one is 52. They ask find QPS. QPS would be this. Now, let's try to strategize. In order to find this, right, it's either I need to find this one and then I take 180 degrees minus 34 minus this one to get this one. Or alternatively, I can always just find this angle. Once I find this angle, I can use alternate angles, right? Because alternate angles will be like this, this is called alternate angles. Okay, I'm going to drag this out. It will look something like that. This is P, this is Q, this is X, and this one is S. Do you all realize I'm drawing this? I'm drawing this exact same thing. Okay, and since this is a straight line, right, which means that this one is also parallel. This line and this line, they are parallel, which means that I can draw this. Why do I want to show you this? It's because your teacher should have taught you all what is alternate angles. Alternate angles means that this angle is equal to this angle. You all see it's like a Z shape. If it's a Z shape, right, the angles caught between the two lines, right, they are the same. Okay, so which means that if I find this angle, which is this angle, I'll be able to find this angle because they are the same. And the reasoning is alternate angles. Now, how are we going to find this question mark, which is PQX? I told you that this is an isosceles triangle, right? So, isosceles means this 34, this 34. So, how to find this one? Take 180 degrees minus 34 minus 34, you'll be able to get this one. Because angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So, let's just go ahead and do that. So, angle PQX. Angle PQX is equal to angle QPS. Okay? Equals to angle QPS. And that will give us what? It will be 180 minus 34 minus 34, and that will give us what? So that will be 180 minus 68, and that will give us 112. Okay, so this will be our working to find this one. Okay, which means that now instead of writing question mark, I can just write this 1, 1, 2. Okay, and this is also 1, 1, 2. Now always remember what I told you, always go and put in all the information that you can inside. Now the next part they're looking for is find STR. STR is this angle. Remember what I told you about alternate angles? So this line, right, is parallel to this line one. So this is an angle caught by two lines, right? And this is an angle caught by two lines. Which means that this angle is actually the same as this angle. Okay, because alternate angle. I'm going to rip this one out again. So just to show you, look. This is S, this is T, this is R, and this is X. This line is the same as this line that I'm drawing. And because they are parallel lines, these are alternate angles. Okay, and they are the same. Now, so which means that if I find this, I can find this, which is this. So how do I find this? Look, do you see this big triangle? WRX. You have 34, you have 52. How do you find this one? Sum of angles in a triangle is 180, right? So just take 180 minus this, you'll be able to find this, which is equal to this. Okay, so all these are just using all the line of reasoning. Now, so I'm going to write part B will be angle TRX will be equal to angle STR. Because that's what they're looking for, right? So I take 180 minus 52 minus 34. and that will be 180 minus 86, and that will give me 94 degrees. Okay, this is because angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees, and because this one is equal to this, so I can just write here alternate ALT angle. Okay, this one, right, I also need to write alternate angle, ALT angle. Okay, so if parents are watching this, remember, always teach your kid all this abbreviation, because there are some teachers who insist on looking at all this. In fact, it's MOE syllabus. You're supposed to know what you're doing, so therefore you have to write down the reasoning for your working. Okay, done.